All right, let's try another partial fraction decomposition problem, okay? Now the one we're doing right now, the one we did in the last video and the one we're going to do here is like a level 1 problem in terms of difficulty. We're going to go up to level 3 eventually in the next couple videos. But I just want to give you an example of if you got to be able to do the easy problems to be able to do the harder problems. So let's do another one. Let's say that we have 8 over x squared minus, let's see here, minus 5x minus 6, okay? And then and we'll try and do a partial fraction decomposition on this rational expression. So the first step is to factor the denominator, so that this is going to become 8 over let's see, we need two numbers that multiply to -6, but they add up to -5. I'm thinking -6 and +1. So we're going to have x plus 1 times x minus 6. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to separate these two factors into two separate fractions. So we're going to have a over x plus 1 and b over x minus 6. Now I'm going to kind of shortcut from what I did last time. Basically, all you have to do now is you're just going to carry down the 8, carry down the equal sign, and then you're going to do a times all the other denominators that aren't here. So a times x minus 6. We're shortcutting what we did last time where we found a common denominator and everything. So you don't actually have to spend your time doing that. You can just do 8 equals a times x minus 6 plus b times x plus 1. That's just sort of a, I know y'all like shortcuts. I love shortcuts in math. There you go. This is what you're ultimately going to end up with. Then we're going to have, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the a. So I'm going to have 8 is equal to ax times, or minus 6a, then plus bx, because b times x, and then b times 1 is just b, plus b. Then we're going to put the ax and the bx together. So ax plus bx. And then we're going to put the ones that don't have x's together. Minus 6a plus b. Okay? Then we're going to factor out the a plus bx. So 8 is equal to a plus b x. Now again, just like in the last video, there's no x over here. So guess what a plus b is going to be equal to? It's going to be equal to 0 because there's no x over here. There are 0 x's here, so there has to be 0 x's here. It's an equation, right? 0 x's over here has to be 0 x's over here, so a plus b has to be equal to 0. Okay? Then minus 6a plus b, which means that this is the other part. This must be the constant part. Negative 6a plus b has to be equal to 8. Negative 6a plus b must be equal to 8. Now we have a system of equations. I've got a minus 6a. Why don't I make this a positive 6a and we'll eliminate? So I'm going to multiply this by 6, and I'll have 6 times a is 6a. 6 times b is 6b. 6 times 0 is 0. Now, negative 6a and positive 6a, that eliminates. b plus 6b is 7b, and that equals to 8 plus 0 is 8. Lastly, we'll divide by 7, and b must be equal to 8 over 7. Well, if b is 8 over 7 and a plus b is equal to 0, so we'll say a plus 8 over 7 equals 0. Well, that must mean that a is equal to negative 8 over 7. Okay, because b is equal to positive 8 over 7. And then our final answer, we're going to put our a here and our b here. We'll have negative 8 over 7 times x plus 1. I see 8 over 7, so I put the 7 in the denominator of the fraction. Plus 8 over 7 x minus 6. and this is our partial fraction decomposition. Okay? See how that one went a lot quicker than the first one? The first one was just the walkthrough example. Okay? Let's do one more example. I'll see if you can figure it out. All right, folks, here's another rational expression. And why don't you go ahead and pause the video and see if you can do the partial fraction decomposition on this. Promise you, I've already worked it out. This does not have a fraction in the answer. It's two whole numbers, okay? Go. Okay, so hopefully you had a chance to try this. And here's what we're going to do. The first step is to factor the denominator. So it's going to become x minus 2 times x minus 3, because two numbers that add up to -5 but multiply to +6 are -2 and -3. So now we're going to do a over x minus 2 plus b over x minus 3, right? Now we're going to bring down the -4 equals, we're going to multiply a times x minus 3, a times x minus 3, plus we're going to multiply the b times x minus 2, x minus 2. Now we're going to distribute, and we have -4 equals ax minus 3a plus bx minus 2b. Okay? And now we're going to arrange so that the ax and the bx are together. So -4 is equal to ax plus bx. And then we got minus 3a minus 2b. Okay? And then we will factor this. -4 is equal to, we've got a plus b times x. See, if we were to distribute this x, it would be ax plus bx. Now note, there's no x's over here, so a plus b must be equal to 0. All right? And now minus 3a minus 2b. And so now -3a minus 2b must be equal to -4, because this is the x term, this is the constant term. So -3a minus 2b is equal to -4. Now, it's up to you which one you want to cancel here. You can cancel the a or the b. We'll need a 3 up here if we're going to cancel the a. We'll need a 2 up here if we're going to cancel the b. Okay? Why don't we go ahead and cancel the a, shall we? So we'll put a 3 here. Well, we'll multiply the whole thing by 3. So we'll have 3a so plus 3b is equal to 0. Now we'll add. These will eliminate. -2b plus 3b, -2 plus 3 is 1, so that's b is equal to -4 plus 0 is -4. So we've got a solution already for b. Now we just need a solution for a. So we know that a plus b is equal to 0. And so we'll put a -4, so a minus 4 equals 0, so that must mean that a is equal to 4. And our partial fraction decomposition is a is 4, 4 over x minus 2, and then -4 for b, so we'll put a minus here, 4x minus 3, and there's our partial fraction decomposition. Okay? All right, that's it for level 1. So if you feel kind of confident about this, let's move on to level 2 with the next video.